Are you ready for the best damn radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
You know on the beat every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who's coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckhouse here with the Man Hour Show. To head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page, or check out the blog section as well. If you guys haven't done so already, like, comment, and share the live feed wherever you're watching at right now. Is it Facebook or is it YouTube? Like it, comment, and of course, share this with a couple friends as well, because sharing is caring at the end of the day. It is Monday, so that means one thing and one thing only is way or no way Monday. We have 4 topics here, and we're going to determine if there are way or no way. We're going to talk a little bit about the Miami Dolphins. Do they have a chance to make it the playoffs? The Dallas Cowboys have clinched a playoff spot. How hot and dangerous are they going into the playoffs? Are the Bengals' slow starts going to be the death of them come in January? And of course, the Patriots gave away the game versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Has Bill Belichick officially lost his touch? But first, guys, first things first is we got to get shocked. All right, guys, so normally I rant about some sports related stuff, right? And, you know, kind of go in, kind of go out, kind of whittle-waddle around the truth there. But today, I'm going to go to my trusted source, Walmart. Guys, this time last year, we had a segment called What The, and my What The of the night was, why is Walmart giving me black bags, right? It looked like I went to a porn star or a porn store and bought a bunch of sex toys and whatnot, and next thing you know, we're getting calls from like Adam and Eve saying, hey, you want us to sponsor you and yada yada yada. And Nana was going in like, yeah, I will support the brand. Give me some like nipple tassels and man, it was just it went off the rails really really quickly. I have to reshare that clip at some point. But Walmart, my wife is our grocery shopper in the family. I absolutely hate going to Walmart with her, going inside, because it is just a complete disaster at the end of the day. So we have, ever since COVID, you know, the whole pickup thing has kind of been the in thing and the cool thing. And well, every time she has gone to the pickup line for the last, I don't know, 6 or 7 months, people that are parking in those spots to go pick up the groceries are not in their cars. They're inside doing this, yada, yada, yada. And today she just lost her cool. And I lost my cool. I'm like, you know what? If you complain about Walmart so freaking much, go to Meijer, go to Kroger, go to Target, go somewhere else. So, honey, I love you to death. But damn, stop bitching at the end of the day. Let's get into the show, guys. Alrighty, guys, welcome to the Man Hour. Before we get too carried away, we have to welcome some people into the chat here. We have my man Alpha Rob in the chat. He says, what is up, Buck? What is up, Alpha Rob? Hope you're having a grand old night there. Guys, Christmas is just 6 days away. So if you got some last minute shopping done, get it done ASAP, because stores are getting crazy already. And luckily for us, payday's Friday. We have Christmas Eve on Saturday, so we have some time to figure it out. But hey, for us guys, Christmas Eve is a day. So, but you guys, six days, right? We see Joey over here in the chat. What is up, Joey? Joey's popping in on Twitter. I didn't know I was streaming to Twitter. Somebody's streaming to Twitter for me, but okay, whatever. That's cool. I see my man Arthur Brown in the house. He says, yo, Buck, I'm in the house. Guess what, Arthur? We're about ready to talk about those Miami Dolphins you have on your little icon there, or your little profile picture. Hope you're ready for some realness going on here, man, because that is what we do. We do live, raw, and uncut sports talk right here on the Man Hour. But we do have a poll going here at youtube.com/Man Hour, guys. This question is simple. Will the Miami Dolphins make the playoffs? Yes or no? At YouTube, you can click on the poll, but here at Facebook, give me a hashtag yes or a hashtag no if you think the Miami Dolphins will make the playoffs this season in 2022. And that is exactly where we are going to start on this Way or No Way Monday edition of Man Hour Sports Talk. So, guys, as you know, the Miami Dolphins lost a heartbreaker, I guess you can say, to the Buffalo Bills in that snow globe of a game. Man, the fourth quarter got gnarly quick there. I would love to have that snow here in Indiana. It would be freaking awesome. But as of right now, the Dolphins have a 72% chance of making the playoffs. Christmas Day, they do play the Green Bay Packers that are playing right now versus the LA Rams. If they beat the Green Bay Packers, that percentage chance goes up to 81%. If they lose, it drops down to 56% if they lose. Some other equations there. Basically, if the Miami Dolphins lose out, they are out of the playoffs. They have to win at least one game in the next three, but they also must beat the Jets or the Patriots. So this Packers game is kind of obsolete at the end of the day, but they have to beat the Packers or they have to beat the Jets, if not both of them, to make the playoffs. So with that being said, way or no way, will the Miami Dolphins make the playoffs? Wow. So first things first, I do not think that they will beat the Green Bay Packers. I think the Green Bay Packers kind of have this chip on their shoulder to play the spoiler. They have like a 5% chance of making it, and it all depends on kind of how they play tonight, how I'm really going to pick the game on Christmas Day, but I don't think the Miami Dolphins has what it takes to beat the Green Bay Packers. They want to play spoiler. They are tired of Tua is the next MVP, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, all this defense, yada, yada, yada. I get it. They're good on paper, but we've seen it the last 3 weeks. Crunch time, their buttholes pucker, and they're out. Now, we saw what the New England Patriots did versus the Raiders. They shit the bed. They gave the game away, but Bill Belichick is pissed off now. The team went rogue on him. He is pissed off. He's going to reel it in real quick and figure it out. But with that being said, they're not going to beat the Patriots. Now, it comes down to Week 18. The New York Football Jets versus the Miami Dolphins for all the marbles. Basically, the winner gets in. Can the Miami Dolphins beat the Jets? Yes, they can. Will they? Yes, they will. As much as I like the Jets, as much as I like the defense, there's now a quarterback controversy in New York because Zach Wilson came in, kind of performed, right? Let's use that new, very, very tersely, use the air quotes there, kind of performed on Sunday, and now Robert Saleh's like, I'm not ready to name a starter yet, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Whatever. So with that being said, you've lost the locker room, Robert Saleh, and that is why the Miami Dolphins will make the playoffs, so I'm going to give it away. Guys, the Miami Dolphins will make the playoffs this season as a 7th seed, but too bad they're going to be a one and done. They're just not ready yet. As they are a good team on paper, they've shown that they can flex against bad teams in the NFL, but fully healthy Buffalo Bills team, they lost. A healthy 49ers team, they've lost, right? The list, yes, they came back versus the Ravens, but they definitely should have lost that game too. I mean, I know you should have, would have, could have, right? But at the end of the day, they're not there yet. Next year could be a different story. They might have a dynasty in the making next year. This year, one and done, unfortunately, but they will make the playoffs. So that is a way. They will make the playoffs this season. So when I asked the question if the Miami Dolphins will make the playoffs, Arthur Brown says, hell yeah, they will. Hell yeah. Alpha Rob says, it was cute the Finns actually thought they were going to win the division. Yeah, about that, huh? See, it is funny because I was in our AFC Trash Talk group earlier today, and Miami Dolphins fans were saying, oh, you barely beat us, stop pumping your chest, yada, yada, yada. Didn't the Miami Dolphins barely beat the Buffalo Bills when the Buffalo Bills were had every second string player, defensive player in there. I'm just asking for a friend. Arthur Brown says, I'll be there. You'll be at the Green Bay Packer game, Arthur, or you'll be at the Patriots game or the Jets or their one and done playoff game. Kind of curious. We're back at the Rock. Is that what you guys call the Hard Rock Cafe Stadium there? The Rock. We're back at the Rock. What is that movie? I mean, it's called The Rock, but the actor's like, back at the Rock. And they're trying to break into Alcatraz or something. I don't know. Alpha Rob says neither Jets or Finns will make the playoffs. Ravens and Chargers are the wild cards. So Alpha Rob, as of right now, the Chargers are in, the Ravens are in, and the Miami Dolphins are in. I believe the Jets on the outside looking out. The Patriots are on the outside looking out as as well. So I actually kind of want to segue into something here real quick here. I'm glad you brought up the Chargers. So guys, the Chargers have kind of been injured all season long since week 2 or week 3 when they played the Chiefs. Basically their injuries started piling up. Now they are starting to get healthy. They're starting to click as a team. Mike Williams looked like a freaking beast out there on Sunday. Justin Herbert finally looks like he's recovered from those ribs. The defense is starting to click. So I said this on a short last week or 2 weeks ago. I think the Chargers are the most dangerous team in the playoffs if they make it. And right now they're sitting at the 6th seed. So I want to ask you guys this question one more time. If/when the LA Chargers make the playoffs, they will obviously be on the road, and they'll probably play a team like the Cincinnati Bengals or the Ravens, probably that 3 seed, which is probably going to be the AFC North team there. Are you taking the Chargers in a playoff win? Do you think Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers can finally get that playoff win? Because I think they're the most dangerous team in the playoffs. If they make it. This is a team that you may not want to play. I'm just throwing it out there. You may not want to play it. See. Arthur Brown says he'll be at the Packers game. Robert jumping in the chat here. He says the Chargers sunk donkey balls. They can chunk all the donkey balls they want, but they're still going to make the playoffs. The Denver Broncos aren't. The Raiders are or not. Robert, I'm kind of curious of who your team is. If the Chargers suck so much, you must be a Chiefs fan? Because the Chiefs, they're my boys. I got the rolling with the Mahomes hoodie on. I got the Super Bowl hat on today. So, I mean, if you're a Chiefs fan, all for it. You can say that. But anybody else, the Chargers, seriously, Robert, as a Chiefs fan, I do not want to play the Chargers in the playoffs. Why? Why do you ask? I'm glad you could ask that. I do not want to play the Chargers as a Chiefs fan because, for one, it is very hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. Chiefs have already beat the Chargers twice this season, like week 2 or week 3, and then obviously a couple weeks ago as well. Then, they're the most dangerous team in the playoffs. They're healthy. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Eckler, Justin Herbert. I see that Bosa is hurt, but they're still performing. When your offense can outscore anybody, the defense just needs to make 1 or 2 stops. And didn't the Chargers pick up did they pick up Mack from the Bears, right? I don't know. Robert says, "Go Pack, go!" I got a cheesehead around here somewhere. My wife's was a Packers fan. We went to the Packers Lion game, Monday night game last year. It was a lot of fun. He is a Packers fan. Arthur says Packers lose it tonight and next Sunday. I mean, it is what it is, but my gut, my heart is telling me that Aaron Rodgers has something up his sleeve, Arthur Brown. My gut and intuition, or whatever you want to call it, says Aaron Rodgers is about to get freaking hot, go on a tear. Somehow the Lions are going to lose, and then the who else is from this? The Seahawks are going to lose. The Giants and the Commanders all lose out, and somehow the Packers slide into the playoffs. Next thing you know, Aaron Rodgers is in the Super Bowl at like, I don't know, they'll be like 10-9 like at that point or something. Something ridiculous. Like, wouldn't that be messed up? Like, if that is not scripted, I don't know what is. But do not sleep on the Packers, period. They are bound to get hot, and something in my body tells me that they are. So, the Rams better show the freak up tonight, lock him down. Baker Mayfield needs to be the magic man again himself. And because if the Packers win tonight, and then they beat Miami, holy shit, look out. You heard it here first, right here on Man Hour. Holy shit, watch out. Like, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Oh, now we're already talking shit. Okay, I like it, Arthur. I like it. You guys struggled against Houston. Let's be honest, Arthur. Let's be honest here. Who has not struggled against Houston this season? Who hasn't struggled? The Dallas Cowboys did. The Chiefs did. They tied with the Colts. Who did the Texans beat like earlier in the year? I can't even remember like who they played or like who they beat. But every team they have played this season, it has been a very, very close competitive game. If they had like that one or two scores that were complete blowouts, which it is bound to happen, right? This is the NFL, and you forget to show up 1 week, bada bing, bada boom. Guys, the Houston Texans are a very, very good team. This team reminds me of the Detroit Lions from a couple years ago. All the pieces were there. They just haven't put the puzzle together yet. They had the box open. They had all 500 pieces, and they're starting to put the border together. They had like the top half done, and that's where Houston Texans are at right now. They had that top half of the border put together right now, and they are starting to put the border around. They are slowly becoming a better and better team each and every year. They have a ton of draft picks coming up. First thing they need to do is fire Lovie Smith. Get him out of there. He is the worst coach in the NFL and college I've ever seen in my life. Get him out of there. And then get a coach that can definitely draft and do good. The Houston Texans are right there. They have a lot of draft picks in the next couple seasons. Guys, watch out for the Houston Texans. The AFC South might be a little down this year. But let's look at the NFC East just a couple years ago. They were the worst division in football. What the team that made the playoffs were like 7-10, right? Or 7-9. Now look at them. AFC South is up and coming, and the Houston Texans are going to lead the charge for a very, very long time in the South, I think. So do not sleep on them yet. Do not sleep on them. Baker ain't no magic man. He is a magic man, Robert. Now you see me, now you don't. Off of Talladega Nights, right? Now you see me, now you don't. He is a magic man. Come on, man. Come on, dog.
No way. Yes way.
And the next way or no way of the night. Let's talk about that NFC East that we were just referring to here. The Dallas Cowboys officially clinched a playoff berth last night with the Commanders losing to the New York Giants. Gave it a little bit of controversy, but hey, it is what it is. At the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys are in, and they are poised to make a good playoff run. With all that being said, the Dallas Cowboys still have a chance of winning the NFC East. Justin Hurts is out right now with a strained shoulder. He is, quote, listed day to day, but I heard reports and listened to the press conference. He is probably going to be set for the rest of the season. So obviously if the Eagles lose out and the Cowboys win out, they can win the NFC East. But that is not what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about is the most dangerous team in the NFC playoffs. So way or no way, are the Dallas Cowboys the most dangerous team in the NFC in the playoffs this season? So as we look at the playoffs right now, teams that are in the playoffs and teams that are outside looking in here, the teams that are outside looking in right now are the Detroit Lions and the Seattle Seahawks. The Lions are playing good football right now. Dallas Cowboys already beat them, so I'm not worried about that whatsoever. The Seahawks are just, they're SOL. Get out of town. We're tired of talking about you. Then you have the Eagles, Vikings, 49ers, Bucks, and Giants and Commanders all in the playoffs as of right now. With that being said, no way the Dallas Cowboys are the best or the most dangerous team in football right now. There is just no way. Look at the San Francisco 49ers. Good gravy, are they a freaking good football team? Brock Purdy is playing very, very well. Jimmy G might be coming back for the playoffs, but this could be an Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick thing all over it again. Don't sit the hot hand, and Brock Purdy is definitely the hot hand right now, and the team freaking loves him. We saw that post-game interview with George Kittle, but no way the Dallas Cowboys are the hottest team or the most dangerous team in the NFC. That is the 49ers and or the Washington Commanders. Guys, let's not forget that the best defensive player on the Washington Commanders hasn't played a snap yet this season. Chase Young is the best defensive player in the NFC East. I said it. He's the best defensive player in the NFC East. Over Kayvon Thibodeau, Micah Parsons, list goes on and on. He's the best defensive player in the NFC East. The Commanders and the 49ers are the most dangerous teams in the NFC. Those are two teams you do not want to play. Now, the Dallas Cowboys are up there. They're a 1C, but 1A, 1B, Washington Commanders, San Francisco 49ers. Teams you don't want to play in the playoffs. It is facts. It is facts. I know Robert wasn't referring to that, but it is facts at the end of the day. He says, nah, they're not the most dangerous team in the NFC. Then, guys, who is the most dangerous team in the NFC? Let me know. Who do you think they are the most dangerous team in the NFC? Robert says, okay, man, be real. Who are your Super Bowl predictions? Are you ready for this? Are you ready for the realest of the realest Super Bowl predictions out there? I'm going to go with San Francisco 49ers versus Kansas City Chiefs Part 2. Those are my picks. San Francisco 49ers versus Kansas City Chiefs Part 2. And I think the San Francisco 49ers get the better of the Kansas City Chiefs this time around because of Brock Purdy. I like Jimmy G. I love Jimmy G. I would love Jimmy G on my team 100%. But I like the 49ers right now. They're playing really, really good football. Alpha Rob says, no way the Dallas Cowboys are the most dangerous team in the NFC. Then who is it, Alpha Rob? He says, San Francisco 49ers. Not wrong there at all, my man. Arthur Brown says, Dallas is too inconsistent. Spot on. When did they, it was week 7 when Cooper Rush came, or he sat back down, right? And Dak Prescott came back in with week 7, week 8. Ever since then, it seems like the Cowboys have stopped doing the little things. Like, ever since Dak Prescott has come back into the lineup, it seems like the attention to detail on the Dallas Cowboys side of the ball has gone out the window. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Because when you had Cooper Rush in there, you had to be perfect every aspect of the game, from the head coaching to the kicker to the backup punter. Everybody had to be on point. And now they think Dak Prescott is a savior and they can do whatever they want. And it's biting them in the ass real freaking quick here. Figure it out, man. Figure it out. Robert says George Kittle is overrated. Huh. George Kittle, I think, so tight ends are like, they're way up here, then it jumps way down here, right? There is no like mediocre point for tight ends. He is definitely on the bottom half of tier 1 though, but overrated, I guess I kind of agree with that because I've had George Kittle on my fantasy team like all season long and he's been doing pretty shitty, right? And then what game was that? It was about 4 weeks ago, five weeks ago, when basically George Kittle like had a show out too, because Debo went down, and it was right before they got, it was the week of they got CMC. And I thought George Kittle was just going to take that team and put him on his back, and he just had like maybe 2 catches. So I don't know if that's a scheme, if it's a quarterback, or if he is truly overrated. I would have to dig deeper into San Francisco 49ers film to really answer that question. And first of the year, I'll answer that question for you in a little clip. Let me ask you this question of overrated, like overrated as he is not a top 5 tight end in the league, or overrated as in people put so much emphasis on him. I don't know. Define to me what you think overrated is, Robert, and we'll go on about that. What about the Chargers? Eric, we just talked about the Chargers. I said they're the most dangerous team in the AFC. We were talking about the NFC, and that's where the Cowboys are at. But yeah, the Chargers are one of the most dangerous teams in the AFC. I don't want to play them as a Chiefs fan. John popping in here. What's up, John? Hope you're having a good night. John Fitzgibbons. He says 49ers and Bills are going to the Super Bowl. That's what Alpha Rob said too. 49ers and Bills Super Bowl. Guys. John and Alpha Rob. Let me put up John's comment there. Let's put up Alpha Rob's comment up there. John, Alpha Rob. You guys understand that the Buffalo Bills are going to be a first game playoff exit, right? Tell me the last time the Bills went to an AFC championship game there, boys. What, like 1992? Come on. It's not happening. The Buffalo Bills are a good team, but they're like Lamar Jackson. They shit the bed when it's time to step up and play the game. They shit the bed. Not happening, Buck. Arthur says he likes the Eagles versus the Chiefs. The Eagles are playing really, really good football with their 13-1, right? They are obviously the best team in the NFL right now. We will release Brandon Combs' power rankings here first thing in the morning. But they are arguably the best team in the NFL. Record-wise, on paper-wise, and eye test-wise, they're the best team. But this shoulder injury to Jalen Hurts that has just come out in the last, couple hours here, this has got to have you guys worried, right? As a Eagles fan, you should be really worried about this injury. Why? Because he played the whole game with it, and then all of a sudden, Monday, the following day, like, oh shit, he fucked up his shoulder. Let's flash over to Matthew Stafford, right? He got a concussion. Let's use that term very, very loosely because I think he wasn't a concussion. It was just him, them saying it was a concussion. So he played all game Sunday, and on Tuesday or Wednesday, he got diagnosed with a concussion, and now he's on the IR with a neck and spinal issue, right? So is it something more than the shoulder for Jalen Hurts? Let's hope not. But it definitely has me worried that they just come out and saying that he has a shoulder injury, and they didn't have anything in the game or injury. It's just so something happened and we don't know what it is. A few years ago, Buck, were they in the championship a few years ago? I don't remember that. I don't know. Frazier cost him last year, says Alpha Rob. 13 seconds, baby. Allen not being benign this year. Oh, but he is, man. The only way the Buffalo Bills will make the AFC Championship game is if they play the Miami Dolphins or they play the Baltimore Ravens. Any other team is going to beat them in the playoffs.
No way. Yes way.
Moving on to the next way or no way of the night, we are going to talk about those Cincinnati Bengals. And boy, did they have an epic comeback on Sunday. They were down 17-0 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All signs were pointing to a freaking blowout. we're like, what is going on with this? And then bada bing, bada boom, 34-0 run to the comeback in the second half to ultimately win the game over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As you guys know, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been kind of a shit show all season long, but that first half, they were on point. That defense was a Super Bowl caliber defense. They were shutting it down. They were playing one-on-one. Jamar Chaser said, hold my beer. We're going to fuck you up. And that is what they did. They completely bamboozled, or whatever you want to call it, the Cincinnati Bengals. So way or no way, a slow start that Cincinnati Bengals have had the last couple weeks is going to come back and bite them in the ass in the playoffs. Guys, that is an absolute way. Why is it a way? Because the playoffs are a different animal. It appeared to me that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers took the pedal off the gas after the halftime. Right? Like, I mean, they were up 17-0. Everything was clicking. This team is not a team like the Buffalo Bills, like the Miami Dolphins, like the Baltimore Ravens. We can't say the Baltimore Ravens. They like giving up double-digit leads, right, Las Vegas Raiders fans? But, like, the playoffs are a different animal. They're not going to come out in the second half and just totally take the foot off the brake. They want to put the nail in the coffin and slit your throat. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't have that killer instinct, and it comes from the top down. Bowles and Tom Brady, they've all lost that killer instinct at the end of the day. Excuse me. So yes, this slow start that they've had the last couple weeks will hurt them in the playoffs, because if they start slow versus the Buffalo Bills, guys, we saw it last year when they destroyed the Patriots in the playoffs. It was a perfect game, right? That could happen again. The Kansas City Chiefs, that could happen again. Hell, they could play the Tennessee Titans again, and the Tennessee Titans, playoff animals, whether you like it or not, they run the ball a lot, and they will take you out of your game and keep you off the field. That's exactly what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get. I saw a stat at one point in the game. I think it was going into the second quarter. Cincinnati Bengals had 13 offensive plays. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 14 first downs. Like, that is how you beat the Cincinnati Bengals. Hell, that's how you beat the Buffalo Bills. That's how you beat a lot of teams in the NFL. Just keep them off the field. But yeah, slow starts will hurt them in the end. And they better figure it out real freaking quick. Because, yeah, they are in first place right now. But teams are coming. Teams are coming for their throat. So, their slow start will definitely hurt them in the end. In the end.
No way. Yes way.
Alrighty, guys. So this is Way or No Way Monday. Every Monday we do Way or No Way. Guys, first of the year, some things will be happening differently here on the Man Hour. We plan on going back over to the 2-hour show instead of the half-hour, 45-minute show that we have been doing. We plan on giving you guys long-form content again. I am going to start working my ass off for you guys, giving the best product that we possibly can out there, visually and emotionally and whatever you want to call it, guys. I'm going all in 2023 with the Man Hour. So January 2nd, I believe it is that Monday. Look for a 2-hour show, guys. We got a lot of things happening. We're also doing live shows, live on location. So if you guys would like us to come to your location and do a live show, we can do that. We'll be at Chicago Thursday. We're doing one in Louisville Friday. And then first of the year, we'll be in Kansas City. So we're kind of in that tri-state little triangle area. So anywhere from Cincinnati to Chicago to Kansas City, guys, in that Midwest Ohio area. Let us know. We can do a live show for you at said location. Preferably Friday night so we can have little drinks and get a hotel and right? But the final Way or No Way of the night. Final no way or no way of the night. And that is going to go out. Let's talk some more about AFC East. The New England Patriots. They gave away that game on Sunday versus the Las Vegas Raiders. It was tied, 24-24. Pretty much all they had to do was kneel the ball to go into overtime. They run a draw. They get like 30, 40 yards off of it, which they should have because the Raiders were playing defense. But then they decided to lateral and ultimately got interception. Mac Jones got pushed down like a 2-year-old kid, said, "Get out of my way, boy." And Chandler Jones ended up scoring that touchdown to seal the game for the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders about gave up a 5th double-digit lead this season, but they didn't. They held on somehow, some way. So with that being said, way or no way, Bill Belichick has officially lost his team. Guys, Bill Belichick he's an old head, right? He's an OG. He's been coaching for a very, very long time. So has Andy Reid, some other names in the NFL, but he is a guy that is kind of that old school mentality, right? It was like, hey, it's my way or the highway. It's my way or the highway. Look at my rings, yada yada yada. We're doing it this way. Obviously, I feel that the players went rogue on him on that Sunday night. Because if that was a called play, right? Why was only like one player wanting to lateral it back, right? I forget who he passed the ball to first. But he's like, oh, what the F is this, right? Like, and he's like, oh, here you go, Mac Jones. I throw it back 20 yards. It was like it was definitely wasn't a called setup play. If it was the worst executed lateral play of all time. All time. But way or no way, Bill Belichick has lost the team. And I'm going to go with way on this. Bill Belichick has lost his team. I don't know if some inner turmoil is happening, or there's news out there that we don't know. Like, hey, this is his last season. This is the last ride. Or people just want him out because they're tired of his old school ways. They're tired of the offense not being innovative enough, right? Look at every other offense in the league. They're throwing the ball around 30, 40, 50 points a game, right? 400 yards passing. Tons and tons of points. Running quarterbacks, etc. And the Patriots still just going to hand the ball off. Defense, yada, yada, yada. And it's boring to watch. And I think players are getting tired because, one, the Patriot way, quote, air quote, the Patriot way is not winning them games anymore. I mean, yes, they're 7-6-1, right, or whatever they are. They're 6-7 or 6-8. I don't, whatever. They're not winning right now. Yes, they made the playoffs last year, but they're not winning right now. They're out of the playoffs. They're outside looking in, and winning cures all. When we're winning 10-7, 11-6, winning some ball games, having fun, winning cures all. Like, I don't care if you're a hard ass on practice, making me run sprints. We're winning. We're doing a lot of good things, right? But the minute you start to lose and start to be like, we're not that good anymore, maybe it's time to change some ways, you lose the team. So the Bill Belichick has lost his team. He lost his team when he didn't name an offensive coordinator. And then they're like, hey, Matt Patricia, you were a defensive coordinator for me a couple years ago. You failed as a head coach of the Detroit Lions. They all wanted you out. They all hated you. Hey, come over and call my offensive plays. You know what the hell you're doing. Now, some of the best defensive players do make the best offensive coordinators. But let's just be honest, Matt Patricia's not that good. So yes, Bill Belichick has officially lost that team. No way about it. Excuse me. Alpha Rob says, that's Bill Belichick thinking he's smarter than everybody in the room. So, Alpha Rob, you think Bill Belichick called that play? You said, hey, let's run the lateral. Let's just end the game here. I don't want to go into overtime. F that. I don't think Bill Belichick called the play. If he called the play, I feel like it wouldn't have been a draw. Let's just stay back. If Bill Belichick did call that play, it would have not been called as a draw. It would have been a swing pass out to a receiver, setting up some blockers, and then cut back around, right? And then look for the laterals and all that crap. When is a draw play up the middle, and then the running back's like, oh. I mean, that wasn't a called play. So Bill Belichick might think he's the smartest man in the room, but that was not him trying to outsmart everybody. That was just a rogue player. Just a rogue player, I think. Arthur says he will start getting rid of players who is not on board. maybe, Arthur, maybe he is the one that's getting rid of. While Bill Belichick has been playing chess while everybody has been like playing checkers for the longest time, let's look at his couple draft picks. He is setting the Patriots up for failure. He is setting the Patriots up to be like, hey, you know what? If you don't like my way, here's a shitty team. Good luck. That's the kind of way I see it. Now, he might be able to win with this team, and he won last year, right? They made it into the playoffs. Everybody thought there was a rebuild mode, and like, bada bing, bada boom. Hey, we're in the playoffs. I think this is his last year. I think he's done. I think he's tired, and he kind of just wants to, say, hey, I was the reason why you guys won all those games, not Tom Brady. So why not build a shitty team to, like, prove it, I guess? I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I don't know. Alpha Rob says he has the final word, right? In the heat of the moment, the offensive coordinator will call the plays. Obviously, Bill Belichick is not the offensive coordinator. Matt Patricia is the play caller / offensive coordinator. Now, they might be splitting duties and like all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I think Matt Patricia probably called the draw play and the players went rogue. So as a head coach, you can definitely veto everything, right? Like, oh, no. But I didn't see the sideline footage, but I definitely feel like you would have saw. So in the high school level, in the college level, when a trick play is called, like the lateral or a fumble rooski or hook and ladder or like whatever, right? A fake punt. What I always do is I look at the head coach. As a defensive play caller, when it's fourth down or something tricky might happen, what do? You look at the head coach or the offensive play caller. Are they really watching the play? Because a punt, pretty executable, right? You punt the ball away, get it right. Head coach is usually looking for his quarterback. Hey man, what happened? If a head coach is watching that play, something's up. Now, I didn't see Bill Belichick on the sideline, obviously, because I wasn't watching the game. I was watching the Buccaneers game, like at that particular point. But I feel like if there was a play calling, there would have been very intense watching of the coaching staff on the side of the ball. And nobody pointed that out. Nobody has said anything about it. Nobody has done this or that. Or it hasn't been there. It hasn't been there. So he might have the final call, but I don't think he made the call. I'm just saying. All righty, guys. So that is going to be it for tonight. The polls are in. The polls are up. Over here on YouTube, you guys say that the Fins will not make the playoffs this season. Over here on Facebook, you guys said the Fins will make the playoffs. So we're kind of split 50-50 here. But more votes here. My tallies are right. You guys think the Fins will make the playoffs. Man Hour Station has spoken. What was the guy doing? I don't know. He's about to get cut. That's what he was doing. He's like, man, how can I make my last paycheck? This man's going to get fired on his day off. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. We got the NFL Power Rankings getting released tomorrow morning. Stay tuned to that. There might be some big changes. There's some teams making some moves. Who's that team, you guys think? Beastie might finally stop trying to dodge the bullet and get on here. Talk some about his shitty power rankings, but hey, it is what it is. Arthur Brown says we will make the playoffs, Buck. We will. All right, guys. Tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. East Coast time. No 8 o'clock stuff tomorrow. Sorry. We had to do family stuff tonight. Tomorrow, we're back at 7 p.m. East Coast time right here on YouTube.com and, of course, Facebook.com/Man Hour on both those guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share with this couple friends. See you tomorrow. We out.